Hey everyone, it's Karen. I'm here in Pittsburgh on my front porch, and I'm going to work, as if you saw my earlier post, I'm going to work on a chair that I acquired from my neighbor. And I am going, hi Elaine, my other neighbor just popped on. Hey, yeah, Elaine, Marianne just donated a chair for me to transform. So if you look out the door, you'll probably see me on the front porch. That's where my outdoor studio is in Pittsburgh. And I'm going to take this chair, which has a brown frown, as I'm going to say. I'm going to turn it upside down. Hey, Megan, all the way from California. So here it is. I put it on my Facebook profile earlier, and it is, see, it is I think it's oak. I cleaned it off earlier because I needed to air out and dry. It has a leather seat, which needs padding, but I will put more fill in it later. But I have put on suggestions on what I could, hi Megan, what I could do, what colors. And I think what I'm going to go, I've done a lot of blue chairs lately. You could probably see them in the background. There you go. So I am those are my neighbors. That's the one that donated to me. Yeah, we have a good neighborhood, so I'm very blessed. So what I'm going to do, I think, I wanted to do I do a lot of blue, so I think I was going to do something warm. So I'm going to go with the new color that I just got from, I'm using the Junk Monkey paint products. So you hear me talk about this. And I'm going to go with let's see if it can get a good, it's like a salmon peach red. And because there's already black, I'm going to keep the leather of the black seats. Because I'm going to keep that, I'm going to also do black. So, and I'm not going to do one solid color. This is my thoughts. If anyone has any suggestions, I might just go rogue. I mean, I don't know, but this is my thoughts. I'm going to do salmon, maybe up into here, more like a wash. I did that on one of the other chairs up in Johnstown. And so you can, or very shabby, so you can see some of the browns coming through. Because I'm working with warm color palette, aside from the brown, I thought, well, the brown is, aside from the black, the brown is warm, so I'm going to let some of it show through. Then I'm thinking, let me know what you guys think, and put black here, and then come back in later and kind of paint some kind of floral or paint something abstract or some kind of design in here. But do a black background to pick up the black from the chair seat. So if you like that idea, give me a thumbs up or hearts or whatever they usually ask for. Then I'm going to use, I'm thinking of doing a salmon starting here because I'm going to have salmon up here, then do a blend salmon from here to red all the way down, and then end up with black fade, like an ombre going down on all the verticals. And then salmon, salmon, black, fade all the colors down, and do red on the seat. What do you guys think? Did you get all that? Like I said, as I start, I may just, something might hit me, or I might get a suggestion. So let me know as I go. Yeah, I just needed to paint today. Had a little bit of a rough, I've been having a rough time personally, so I'm not going to get into it. And this is my therapy, and I know I'm doing this Friday in Boma at the Furniture and Decor Paint Party, the first one. So I'm excited about that. If anyone still wants to do that, I have a few spaces. I'm going final supply shopping tomorrow, so I really need to know. But this is my therapy, and I wanted to share it with you. Just kind of fun, It's out. It rained, poured here earlier. I don't know, those back in Johnstown, did it rain? So it poured, it let up. I saw some daylight. So I'm going to start here. And the brush that I use is kind of like a shabby bristle brush. It has very, very worn and tattered looking bristles. And it's going to give me that kind of distressed look. And I may do the distressing later. We'll see how the painting comes out. Then I am going to, I haven't decided. We'll see how the paint comes out. I do have a black glaze, so I might put glaze over top of it. Like I said, I'm going to start, and we'll see where it goes, and, you know, how it transforms. Maybe I won't need a black glaze with all the ombre and whatnot, or if I put a design here. You know, sometimes less is more, but this, to me, I liked how this had a cutout here, so I'm looking at this being my focal point. This obviously would be a side chair somewhere, a decor piece. Oh, it is wobbly, so I'm probably going to get something, the little things you put on the bottom of the chairs to stabilize them. So I'm going to do that. And I'll probably have this, I mean, I'm going to start doing more pieces of furniture. So as I mentioned before, maybe I'll put this up for sale. I don't know. We'll see how it turns out first. So I'll get started. I'll try to adjust this. I think that's probably close enough. Let me get it a little closer, so I can so I can paint and show you at the same time. But I am just going to. This is chalky paint that I'm using. Junk Monkey Paint Company. They are out of Ligonier, Pennsylvania. Family-owned, small business. You know, really good branding. They created their own paint recipe. And they, let me see something here before I get, this car is going down, I'm outside. They create their own paint recipe, so they manufacture their own paint. So it's their heart and soul is into their product, and they have some, and the product is good. The chalky paint is a little bit thicker, so that it's not going to drip. I mean, I have watered it down, and they were just doing a tutorial on you can paint on fabric, and you would water it down for that. But for something like this, I'm not going to water it down. The other thing, like I said, I did clean it earlier. They recommend Crud Cutter, the red bottle, but I didn't have it with me. So I did look it up, and a lot of the ingredients that are in Crud Cutter is in this little multi-purpose cleaner that I had in my pantry anyway. So I cleaned it off. And even though I knew where this chair came from, just from sitting for a while, humidity, if it had varnish or shellac on it, it gets tacky and it pulls up just stuff in the air. So it doesn't mean you could come from a very clean house, but if it, you know, any humidity during the day or throughout the seasons, it will pull stuff and lint and whatnot. So I cleaned up pretty well, but I'm going to start with, it's called Sweet Sunset. It's a salmon, and I'm going to just kind of start lightly on the top. Like I said, I want some, let's see what these colors, we can get it. I want some of the browns to come through. Touch it. I like it full strength. I was trying water a little bit, and what I will do is I will get a sanding block later, and I will sand some of it off. I will actually post photographs too later, because the photos will show the true colors. I mean, the sun's going down here, but this is like a true salmon color. So what's everyone else doing this evening? Anything exciting? Megan, are you still on? Are you still in? How's life? And what's the weather in Palm Springs? It's my intern. So, and you can go as thick as you'd like. But I always go with the grain of the wood, because I mean that's what makes it more like it was planned. Now I got some there. While it's still wet, you can pull it off. Even though it's more of a shabby brush, you can take it on its side and kind of do a little quick outline. There you go. Just gonna grab one of my brushes. And then when I come in, probably when I do these, I'm gonna get one of my smaller brushes so that I can get it right up in there. And since I'm doing a darker color, or since I'm doing salmon on a fade here, I don't care. But here I'm gonna do black, and black will color up. But if you were going with a white or a light, you would probably just want to wipe it off while it's wet. So, hey Joyce. TV, I don't even know what that is anymore. I do not watch, I do watch when I'm at my mother's, for those of you who don't know. Food Channel, 24/7, it's what she likes. Yeah, if not the Game Show Network. So, yeah. And I love to cook, but I've seen every episode of Triple D with Guy Fieri and all his other, yeah. I love it, but it just turns into background music for me. So, what's anybody else doing? Okay. I'm going to put just a little bit more on here because I know I'm going to sand some off. Okay. Now I'm just doing the front because I'm going to do some of this, and then I'm actually going to hop over to my other page, but I'm going to show you how to do an ombre a little bit. And let's see who else is on here. Hey, Betsy. I don't have it. You can't see your old house from this angle. But anyway, when you're doing an ombre, any time of your when you're painting, and if you've painted with me, hey, Linda. See, you get to at least see the furniture painting. But here, when you paint and you want to blend, wet on wet will blend. That could be good, that could be bad. If you want it to blend, it's good. But once it dries, because this is a chalky paint and it's an acrylic base, so to blend, you need to get it while it's wet. You want to cover up something and say, I didn't like this color, and I don't care. I could let it dry, and wet on dry will cover up. So that's like the global painting tip. It's my mantra I use all the time when I'm painting or instructing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of show you a little bit of an ombre down here, and then I will start. I don't know. We'll see what color. If I'll have red, I'll start on the red. But I'm going to do a little bit of the ombre because I'm going to start it in the sides where you can't see. Okay. I'm going to put, since I'm going to be blending, I don't want to be dipping into my, let's see. Since I'm going to be blending, I don't want to be dipping into my paint cans because I don't want to contaminate my paint cans with the other colors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of red and put on a plate. So I am thinking ombre-wise, I'm going to, and it's humid out here, so I'm going to do one side at a time. It will dry fast. So I have this color, the salmon coming down. Get on the other side. And I'm going to overlap. So I'm going to pick up some of my red and start overlapping over top of the salmon. When you do an ombre or a blend, fade, whatever you want to call it, you don't want to see, and if you've heard me say it before, you do not want to see flag striping unless you want a striped look. You don't want to be able to see where one color starts and one color ends. It should, what's called a blend. That's why it's called that. So I didn't even clean my brush. I want it to blend from the top to the bottom. Now that I'm blending, I have a little bit of each on my brush. If I want to get an intense red or intense for this color, it's a soft red, then I'm going to clean my brush and I'll start red down here and take it up to here. And that's probably what I'm going to do next. But I want to get a little bit more. So the idea I was thinking of, you have the salmon up here, it starts to blend down to here, and then I'm going to go down the legs, I'm going to go into the red and into the black. So it'll be like a fade all the way down. They'll tie in the black of the seat and the black here that I have in the design. Now, when I do a design here, I'll probably consider bringing in these colors and add some other colors so it's a focal point, so it'll pop. Okay. So I'm going to wipe stuff off of this brush. I'm not going to wet it because I don't want, if I would wet it, rinse it. If you really had a darker color, you want to go to a lighter color, then you need to wash and dry it. But I'm just going to get most of the paint off by just wiping it off. Paper towel, I have the edge of the plate. Then I'm going to take the full red. I'm going to start down here. See the difference in the color? Oh, I've got it on me already. That shows I've been working, right, if I have it on me. So you see the difference, how it's, this is the 100% red, and it's I know on the video it's looking like kind of orangish, but it's really red. When I do the regular photos, you will see the difference. So it's going from the red up to a mix of the two, and then up to the salmon color. So I'm going to keep doing that. Now, since I'm going to plan to do red to black, but by the time I get to that, this red may be dry. So what you just have to do is add a little more red. You need to have both colors that you're blending wet. Otherwise, what's my mantra? Wet on, if one color is dry, wet on dry will cover up. You want to blend wet on wet. I should make t-shirts with that or something. So, but that's how you get an ombre effect with multiple colors. So, I think I am going to, since I have red and I want to do red on the seat, I think I have tape. I'm going to tape off the seat a little bit. And then I'm going to put red on the seat. So the idea is I have salmon up here blending down to the red. The red will go into the seat. I got a little on the seat. If it splashes on your clothes, I know all my areas are in Johnstown, so if it splashes on your clothes or on somewhere where you don't want, get it while it's wet. Once it dries, because chalky paint will sink in. So I'm going to do a quick mask. I think I have this painter's tape just around the edge of here. So if I, get a little over, less to clean up. So hang tight, I'm going to get some tape. And I just buy the blue painter's tape. You don't have to get the real expensive stuff. So let's see. Okay. I'm just going to put it over. I don't want to get it in onto the wood part at all, just the top part of where the rivets are, or the nails. Just so that I have less I have to clean up. Always work smart when you think of it. So, who else is on? Mary, are you on? My cousin Mary? Hey, if any one of the Mazarises that I know that aren't family, my cousin Mary just found a whole bunch of information on my dad's family. We are going information that we never had, that he never knew. And so I know I have a lot of Mazaris friends on here, like Hannah, Milan, the Adams family, Terry, happy birthday, Terry, and Tasha, which we're trying to figure out, and they're from Johnstown, like if we're connected. So I may have some missing pieces in my family heritage, which is really exciting for me, because if anyone knew my father, you knew that he loved his Slovak heritage, and he never really knew much about it other than who came over and what town and what church we were from over in Slovakia. So really excited to learn about that, and I'll try to share it with you, the other non-family Mazarises, and also the family Mazarises as well. Okay, let me get. So let me quickly mask the back off. This is hard on your knees as you get older. Did I get my stretching out today, huh? So, it's Wednesday, right? I think it's Wednesday. So what's everyone doing? Hi, Jody. Besides watching TV, which I don't miss it when I'm here because I I have so much going on that I wish sometimes I could just sit down and watch TV, but and even I haven't had cable here for a long time. There was this channel that I would watch a lot called Create. Surprise, huh? And I just have the antennas, and when I'm in Pittsburgh, I couldn't justify having cable here when I'm here only part of the week. Johnstown's another story with my mom. I mean, that's her livelihood. So, okay. So for those who just joined, I'm doing salmon on the top and ombre of salmon to red. I'm going to do red on the seats to kind of tie it together. Down the look at this. I look like I'm in a war zone. Black here, and I'm going to think of a design to put in the middle. Maybe stencils or motifs, or I might just go rogue and do some like an abstract flower or something like that. I'm not sure. I'll think about what comes together for me. And because I'm leaving the black leather on the seat, I will refill it later. It's empty on the bottom, so it's nice and easy to refill. The leather's still good on it, or leather, or whatever it is. Do black, and I'm going to do salmon, red, and then I'm going to fade from the red down the legs to black. So when you look at it from the top, you're going to have salmon down to mixing with the red mixing to the black. And as you come down, I don't know. Should I do this? You guys tell me what to do. Should I do red here because it hits the red on the blend, or should I do the salmon down to there? I'll think about it yet, but I'll give me some ideas of what you think I should do. So now I say go with the wood grain. So when I look at the seat, it's pieced. The grain on the front goes this way. The grain on the sides go this way. On the top part, there's 4 pieces. It's not like one piece with a cutout. There's two sides put together, but the grains go in different directions. So be mindful of that when you are painting. So I'm going to go with the grain in the front here. And then I have to change my brush stroke here because the grain's going that way here. And if I want to get it darker, I can just lay it on thicker or come back and do a second coat. But I kind of want that brown coming through. And I'm going to, as soon as I get the top of the seat done, I'm going to show you a little bit of sanding on the top. Or I'll get part of it because I'm going to hop over to my other page and show them what I'm showing you. So I have some pieces to show them. Taping off really helps because then you don't have to, you can go real slow and like outline it, but sometimes you just get with the flow and you just, that's the therapeutic part, I think. All right. Now, since the top is dry, and you don't have to wait for it to dry to sand it. Actually, sometimes if you want more distressing while it's a little bit wet, you can distress it easier. It'll take more off, but I will show you how to do that real quick. Okay. I have medium grit sand pads. They're the pads, okay? This one's been used on the blue chairs in the back there, so it has a little less grit. You can wash them, so, but now probably this is more of a light grit. This is still a medium. So you can take and you can distress. Now it's not taking off as much because I'm using the lighter one, but a brand new one will take off more. See how I'm taking off on the top? And that will make it look like it's worn and torn and have a lot of love. So if you like that kind of look, now I can take the sides of it and really get some of it coming off and give it more distressed look. Now, for sealing, I have two choices. I can do beeswax, which is all natural, or I can do a polyacrylic. Polyacrylic will make a tight seal of it. Beeswax, it will nourish the wood and the paint. It'll go seep in. Yeah, it will protect, but you have more leniency if you want to come back and change it later. Or once poly, you kind of have a seal. It's for something that's going to be a tabletop. You want a poly because you're going to be using it, and with people plates and whatnot, utensils. So that's where I'm going with this. I am going to hop over to my other page and show them a little bit, and then I'll come back later and maybe show you some more progress. But I'm going to run out of daylight tonight, so it might be tomorrow, and see where I am, and I'll take some photos and pop them on the comments. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. If those in Johnstown who want to join me on Friday, I still have a couple of seats left, so if you want to join in, please message me, because I'm going to go if I need to get extra supplies, I'm going to go tomorrow. So thanks for joining me, and I'll show you what the progress is or the final product when I get done, next probably day or so. All right, take care. Good night.